that I must be here because it is important that we understand what is going on. And it's also important I first of all state that my videos, the videos I usually do after the court proceeding, is devoid of sentiments. That was how I intended to do it. And then, I have to do it in such a way that there will be no any element of sentiment, whether for Aswe Udalo or for Peolo or whether for PDP or for the APC. So, and that anybody can actually take home or watch. So, and I must say this that most of the APC leaders in courts, in the courtroom, they're actually applauding me. Although sometimes they will say, "Oh, good luck. That one not be true when you talk with them." I say, "Okay, what is the true counter? We're in this same courtroom together. Just tell me which one is not true and all of that." But I discovered that they were actually enjoying the video. I've gotten testimony from some of their top leaders where they play the videos. So what I'm trying to say is that the way I'm going to talk here might be different from what you see on that video. And by the way, the video, because of the time, would not be enough for me to explain what exactly happened in court. Now, I'll just go straight. You know, I think it was on the 3rd that we went to court for the final written address. And let me also say this that, sometimes my principal will not be in court. That is Aswe Udalo. I try as much as possible to have minutes of what is going on. So that is what is mostly taking my time in court. So it means that I have to stay there. I have to listen attentively to make sure that I hear everything, both the question, the answers, and everything bit by bit. I have to be reporting so that what is going on in court is my principal is aware, and that makes me to have a full grasp of what is actually happening in court. And I must say this again that look, what is really happening in courts, if you were there on that 3rd, if you were in court, you will know that at that point or at this moment that Asri Gudalo has already won the case. I'm not exaggerating. So, and I have challenged anyone to come out in the courtroom to say that this is what it is and this is not what it is. They have several leaders in court who are not even talking. They have a whole lot of people. And there was one guy who sat in front of me who was jotting. He belongs to them. But at the end of the day, I discovered that I've never seen anywhere where his jottings, have been reported. I've never seen it anywhere among the APC. All we see is the fictitious writing from the likes of Mayaki, and it's being spread by those APC social media goons. Ever been to the gate of the tribunal? So where did you get what you are writing? Until one day, I don't want to mention the person's name, he said he came to the courtroom specifically because of me. He belonged to the legacy PDP, though he's now working with them. He said he intentionally came to the court to see if Good Luck is actually attending the tribunal. And lo and behold, he saw me inside the courtroom from the beginning to the ending. So I'll just go straight to what happened on the 3rd of March. The tribunal had given that date for the adoption of the final written addresses. Now 7 days are given to the respondents, the 3 respondents. The first respondent INEC, second respondent Okpebolo, and third respondent the APC. So the first respondent is being led by Kanu Agabi, former Attorney General of the Federation. Then the second respondent is being led by Professor Onyechi Beazu, a very brilliant lawyer. Then you have the third respondent, which is the APC, ably led by Emmanuel Ukala. These are eminent senior advocates of Nigeria with track records, you know. Then on our side, in fact, we boast the highest number of senior advocates in courtroom. There's no doubt about that. We boast the highest number of senior advocates in appearance in every of the sittings, whether both the APC, INEC, and Okpewolo combined, all of them, they can't beat the number of senior advocates we always have in court sitting. And then we now have the best. You have Ken Mozia, you have Adetunji, you have Ogonikoko, you have Rotuni Ogunesho, and all of these people, they are great lawyers. So after those 7 days given to the respondent to respond, then we were to respond in 5 days. We use 5 days to respond to them each. So after our response in our final written address, they have additional 3 days to respond on the point of law only. No argument, no motion, nothing. But what we saw was that they brought in a fresh petition. Motion. They brought in motion. Motion is different from petition. They brought in fresh motion, which in that motion, they brought in the technicalities. It was laden with technicalities. Those motions they brought. And when our counsel saw it, they had to quickly file a counter motion, which they hurriedly submitted on the 2nd of March. Don't forget, we had to come for a final written address on the 3rd of March. So, because of time, we hurriedly filed a counter motion. So, when we got to court, we have to tell the tribunal that, look, this is what is going on, that there is a motion filed by the respondent, and that we have also filed a counter motion yesterday, which was the 2nd. So the implication of that was that if they were to entertain that motion, we will not be able to finish what we went there to do on that day. It was even Ikpeazu that stood up first, that told the court that, look, instead of dwelling on these fresh motions again, why don't we just leave them and dwell on the merit of the petition alone? And our lawyers responded by saying that this is exactly what they were saying. That how could you now come and bring in a fresh motion or whatever it is? So it doesn't make any sense after we close cases and all of that. So I think the tribunal now asked everybody, it will be in the interest of everybody for that motion to be left out. So that was exactly what happened. And I am quoting Emmanuel Ukala, the APC's lawyer. What he said, let me see if I can get it from my minutes here. That is EU, that's Emmanuel Ukala. What he said, we apply to withdraw all motions filed later than 24th and 26th of February and all other consequential motion. So that's exactly what happened. That was Emmanuel Kala, the APC's lawyer. So after he withdrew that motion and Biazu seconded, he agreed, then our lawyer also agreed and said this is what they actually wanted. To that effect, that motion was struck out. So when that motion was struck out, most people never really understood the meaning of that striking out, because I heard that some APC people, they were rejoicing that they struck out the PDP's motion. But they could not even understand that there's a difference between motion and petition. So by striking out that motion, ladies and gentlemen, there will be no room for technicalities. In fact, all other motions raised during the tribunal were also to that effect withdrawn and struck out. So what the court or the tribunal is dealing with strictly is only on the merit of the petition. So that's exactly what happened. That was the first phase until we started the real job of the day. So they were to present their case using 15 minutes, and the PDP were to, respond with that same 15 minutes, but they objected. They said no, but our lawyers now asked the judge to give us more time because we were responding to 3 respondents. So they pleaded for the court to give them 45 minutes, and the court now gave them 30 minutes or so. Was it 30 minutes or 40? So that was how we started. Then the INEC, don't forget, INEC is our is the first respondent this time around, and that was led by Kanu Agabi. So on their own, they said they have about 11 grounds of their reply, 11 grounds on their reply. But take note that the time allocated will not be enough to explain all what is contained in the written address. So you have to pick some, just the way they appear to you, you pick some, and it is the final written address that all your argument, all your summary is contained in. So he started. The first point was that he said that the lordship cannot annul the election because it is not a relief sought for, and which is true. Nobody sought for annulment of the election. Then he said that your lordship cannot declare the petitioners the winners of the election on the grounds that it was invalid. That's point number 2. Then 3, he said the ground of non-compliance is accompanied by consequential relief. Then 4th, he said the ground of majority vote claim cannot afford the petitioners the winners. So he was saying that the ground of majority vote claimed by the petitioners, that it cannot still afford them the winner. So 5th, if the time permits me, if I'm taking much of your time, just let me know because I have a lot to actually say. Now, he said that the polling unit agent signed, okay, no, the polling unit agent called represent insignificant or negligible number to the number of proportion of the polling unit in Edo State. He also said that all polling unit agents signed the result sheets, a direct indication that the election was conducted in compliance. And then again, he said the case of petitioner is based on the analysis undertaken by hired experts, that is the forensic experts. No, he said the results were duly collated at all levels of collation. Then there are no alternative results pleaded by the petitioners to show that they won the election. So in all of these, I think for the Ikpeazu Oyechi, they have a 5-6 processes, but we discovered that their arguments were almost the same thing. But the only difference was that Ikpeazu mentioned, he mentioned specifically from EC 25B. He said that from EC 25B that the petitioner relied on as prior recording was just for quantity received, quantity returned, and not for serial number, not for serialization. So, and those were the major difference. That was just the major difference between Ikpeazu and the INEC. Don't forget, it was a tactics to make INEC the first respondent in this case, because we really did not have problem with the APC or Okpeolo, but INEC. So at the end of the day, they said that the only 5 police unit agents we called out of over 4,000 police units across the state is just too short. That is too small. So at the end of the day, it was Ken Mosier that led our other councils. And after telling the court that they filed their response on time and all of that, so and then all the citation and additional citation and all of that. So he now told them that what happened was that we challenged 766 polling units, and that those 765 polling units were not mostly even concerned about the polling units. Those units, the effects, of those polling units, they are enough to challenge or to alter or to affect the entire process. We do not need to bring polling units from all, witnesses from all the polling units, because that was what Agabi said, or Imalokala, that the Supreme Court says that you must be able to prove your case polling unit by polling units, ward by ward, and local government by local government. And Ken Mosiana first of all told them that in the case of Hope Uzodima, that just a few polling units was enough to alter the entire result of the process. So, and that was why they came to say that, look, these are the polling units that they are mostly challenging. And besides, we are not objecting that election took place at the polling unit. That's not even our problem. Election took place at the polling unit, and our agent duly signed. But the fundamental problem was that how the results at the polling unit were not used at the local government and ward collation center. That was where the problem lies. And that how some results at the polling unit became so inflated at the at the ward collation center, at the local government collation center, and that our agents were not even allowed to participate in those collations. So basically, we are challenging our results, our election, at the local government level and the ward level, which is why we started with local government agents in Ipobaka. Now there, pressure begin to calm down small, small. So they now cited several cases. The one other case they cited Baba and INEC and all of that, that you must prove this substantially. So they also brought the issue of BVAS. It was Ikpeazu that brought the issue of BVAS. He said that the Supreme Court had said it, that for you to prove overvoting, that you must use the BVAS. And they now said, that is exactly what we did. That we brought in the BVAS to the courts, and all the documents that we were used, both the one that were used to examine the witnesses, they were all duly certified by INEC, and INEC did not object to them in their final written address. There was, in fact, when you say mortuary silence, like they won't give 1 minute silence to the dead, everywhere firm, quiet. So INEC did not even object to those certified true documents, and that they brought in the BVAS, which is what they said, that look, the BVAS is where they extracted information, they duly paid, and INEC did the inspection for them. So that was exactly what it is. That they didn't just bring the BVAS to come and dump them in court. They didn't just bring those documents to come and dump them in court. So at the end of the day, Ikpeazu was saying that Form EC 25B was not meant for serialization. And they now ask, where is that form supposed to be? And where are you supposed to fill the form? Kemoziana told them that that form is usually filled at the RAC, that is Registration Area Center, a day or the night before the election. That thing is used to record, for recording, so as to track those sensitive materials. Everywhere quiet, everywhere quiet. So the person was now also arguing the fact that, okay, from EC 25B, since there was no that the PDP did not print alternative form, or there was no alternative form, which is form, there's supposed to be form EC 25D for them to record the serial numbers. Kemoziana asked them, not ask the INEC, The INEC that presented the manual for the election and the guidelines for the election, did they print anything like Form EC25D? INEC keep quiet. They didn't print it. So you are asking a form that was not printed to be used. That is not done. So with a whole lot of things and the way things were not going, it was obvious. We don't need a soothsayer to even tell us. If you were in the courtroom, because not everything I can actually remember. So it was just what it is, that there was no compliance. And they also argued that, okay, the PDP did not provide alternative results. That, okay, you said they were overvoting, you want us to cancel it, and there were no compliance, that the PDP did not show alternative results. Kemuziana said, what is the alternative result? Was there any alternative results sheet produced by INEC? The result we are talking about was the ones that were transmitted and uploaded into the IREV. And that was where we had our timestamp. We had the BVAS extract, we had the BVAS screenshot, and the results were all there. The problem was that these results were never reflected at the ward and local government coalition level, and that we have, based on the CTC and from the IREV, that we have a table. My lord, is part of our is part of our final written address, that there is a table there that we calculated everything bit by bit, that when you cancel this for non-compliance and incorrect computation, that the petitioner won the election and should be declared. Everybody just beat. I look at their faces, I look at their faces. It was like, I'm not being biased here. I look at APC leaders' faces, because Kemosia was like enjoying what he was saying. You know, when you know something as a prof or as a teacher. I'm not saying that Ekpeazu is not brilliant. You must understand that man is a very brilliant lawyer. But when a brilliant lawyer is handling a bad case, so that is how it usually is. Both Ukala and all of that, they are experts in technicality, especially that Ukala. But the case was just like beyond them. So, and that was how the proceeding, what when you are saying it, Kemosia was actually, explaining, lecturing them, to the extent that even the INEC did themselves, they were even enjoying it, especially when he told them that INEC did not object to the certified true copies of all those results. So they did their good job. Everything was there. And that motion that was struck out was a very good thing to the PDP, so that no room for technicality. I said it before, that the way this tribunal is, from day one, I've been watching them. They've tried to avoid anything called technicality. And that was why, even after the pre-hearing documents, that APC came one day saying that they want to move for an adjournment. And the judge told them that, look, we have already signed this thing, that there will be no room for adjournment, that this is going to be like an accelerated hearing. So they now pleaded on the condition of fair hearing. I heard the judge saying that because you mentioned fair hearing, that is on the ground of technicality. I don't want this case to go beyond this place, and then you now said, oh, you were not giving a fair hearing. Because of that, I'm going to give you the fair hearing for us to start tomorrow. That was when we started tendering those documents. And then again, they said that, they argued that we did not tender those documents. It was when they said that we did not tender those documents that Owonikoko was now laughing, that we didn't tender those documents. We started tendering documents since Benin. That was the first phase of the petition, that we tendered certified true copy. Those were the documentary evidence before we entered oral evidence. So it was later, when we were having a launch, that they were saying that, oh my God, those CTC, the CTC, they were just the breakthrough that we had. That if we had not gotten access to those CTC, in fact, it would have been the most difficult case. So that's exactly what happened. And based on what happened there, yes, that on Monday, from the beginning of the tribunal, I can tell you, see, those one they are saying that BVAS and all of that, maybe I shouldn't say this here or not. Let me tell you, the court, the tribunal has examined the BVAS. They've examined the BVAS. I don't know whether some of them are here. I don't know, but they have done so. And the tendering was very, very good. All of these were in our, they are in our final written addresses. You know, that BVAS day was so tough to the extent that Akano Agabi had gone to lecture the INEC person that brought the BVAS. He was the one that told him to say, just dump the BVAS there and leave. He said, just dump it there and leave. But Robert Ewujaren, one who man, that SCN, that was when I saw the beast in that man that day. He said, you cannot just dump this thing and leave. You need to see the plethora of objections from the three respondents that no, his job is just to bring this thing and leave. We said, no, you must tell us what you brought. And the man was saying, I brought devices. I brought devices for 133 polling units. What is devices? Is it calculator? So it took him a long time after a series of questioning to admit that they were BVAS devices. That was one of the technicalities that was taken out. And then they now asked him, how many numbers did you bring? The man almost jumped out of that this thing. He said, oh, you are not cross-examining this ICT man. They said, no, it's not a cross-examination. My lord, we must know the number of quantity he brought. That was when the man lose guard now. He said 123, 133, 140 something. The tribunal now said, these people deserve the right, and we as the tribunal, we also deserve the right to know the number of BVAS devices you brought. And that was when the judge now gave 1 hour recess for them to go and count the BVAS machine with the secretary of the tribunal. And when they came back, he said they were 147, I mean 148. Our lawyer still insisted that you told us they were 152 or 152 precisely. They must be complete. You must bring them. Don't be there our gas for court. Yawa gas. Not be say small thing. So at the end of the day, the final lap of that thing was that they brought BVAS inside the buses. They didn't open it. That was the last lap. The man said that, my lord, I asked them to bring BVAS machines and they are showing me buses. The roof of that thing almost collapsed that day now. It almost collapsed. The tribunal now said, they ask you to bring BVAS machine and tender them, tender them on the table. Now the man open up by himself, tender those BVAS. So we don't need to even argue about all of those things. It's so unfortunate that I've not been able to give out the soft copy. It's under instruction. You know, me, I like doing things under instruction, and I believe at the appropriate time, since we have submitted everything now, maybe we'll be able to get the soft copies and all of that. I know people have been asking me, and I'll try and get it out. So just to tell us, just to let us know where we are, where we are at this moment. Today is what date? Today is 5th of March. As of now, at the moment, we have every reason to be very, very happy that yes, we have been able to prove our case. And based on how the tribunal proceeded and how the final written addresses were, you need to see how they were countering. There was one case they even cited, I think it was Ukala, Baba, and one Elechi and INEC. They now told them that, look, you didn't read it completely. Can you please complete that stuff? Can you read it? Can you read it? Just read it completely. And by the time they completely read that part of the judgment, people, like I say, they pour water on many people like that too. So in essence, the argument basically was that we should have brought they also said that we didn't bring presiding officers. Again, yes, I just remember that now. They said PDP did not even bring presiding officers to come and testify. Kemosia laughed. Who hires presiding officers? Who are they working for? INEC. INEC said they will bring witnesses to come and testify. So how come they didn't bring their witnesses to come and testify? Because that was what they were trying to establish then. They were asking, they consistently asked our ward or even our agents that, did you operate the BVAS? He said, no. Were you the one that operated the BVAS? No. Do you even know how to on the BVAS? He said, no. But do you know the content of the BVAS? He said, yes. So how did you know? Before we started election, the presiding officers put on the BVAS, and according to the training that we got, that it was to put on the BVAS to show that it reached 0. And it was used for accreditation. And at the end of the exercise, it shows the number of accreditation. They were documented, the number of votes, the total number of votes. And that was the first time in Benin that Emmanuel Kala failed on overvoting, because they tactically removed some number of votes. And then the guy added that if you add the rejected votes, you are going to arrive at a certain number of that will confirm the overvoting. So that was exactly what happened. Our agents were trained, like I said, they were camped. Our agents were camped, given the best treatment. They were trained by senior advocates too on how to answer questions, what they are going to face, and all of that. So they did very well. And besides that, they were those that truly participated in the process. So they were not told, they didn't just come to say, oh, go bring one man from garage, like what we saw on the day they brought witness from Ovia Southwest. That was the only witness Okpewulu brought. One Majek Usman, when they went to bring him and all of that, the guy could not, that was how we just asked them to stop. They shouldn't bring any other witnesses. So that's exactly what happened. And the tribunal, they are saying that they are going to communicate to us when they are going to give the judgment. And from what I don't know, nobody can have a sense of it. Although when they said that, Kemosia stood up and told them that they should not they should know that this thing has a time frame, so that we know where or what we are looking at, that this thing has a time frame and all of that. So the tribunal thanked Kemosia for reminding them, and they said yes, that they are going to do everything within their possible best to make sure that the judgment comes out early enough. So that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Wow, 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 wow. I like that was a very, very powerful one by Mr. Goodluck Society, right? So, and I'm very, very sure that virtually every one of us, because personally, I ensured that I listened to every single word that came out from your mouth, because it's very, very important, because what we are doing here is it's not easy, and I must commend you for your time, the effort, and everything. All right, so thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. We really, really do appreciate you. But the point is this, right? That we are all interested in this case because we want the best for those states. So we don't just want a situation whereby people will just come up, use technicalities to, okay, maybe take out the fat of a matter, because this is very important to the people of Edo State, because we can see what's happening in Edo State today, all of the whole nonsense that is happening in Edo State. How long can we continue like this? So a lot of people that were not even interested in the case earlier, they are calling and asking, how far for that case sef, wetin dey happen? A lot of people are calling me, a lot of people are asking me on the road, and I'm probably just wanting to know. So the way they are acting with governance is even making the people more interested in the case in court. So thank you very, very much. So guys, just quickly, if you would want to speak, or you have any question or any observation, please request the mic right now, so that we will just pass the mic around. Like I stated earlier before we started, maximum we're closing this space by 9. So we have 19 minutes more. All right. So uh, esteem. Okay, yep. I think you have network issues. There's no wahala. Now good luck turn yesterday. Today now your turn. It's okay. It's well and fine. All right. So Madam John Wadia. All right. You have the mic right now, please. Just brief.
Hello. Good evening, guys.
No, bro. Just hold on a bit. Madam John Wadia has been on the speaker session, so maybe definitely after her you go.
Good evening, everyone. Hope we had a wonderful day and we're doing well. Dates, you know, mixed feelings to what is actually happening. People kept calling me to say they strike out, they strike out. I say, hold on. When good luck comes out, he will do the video. No, this one will call. I said, no, just hold on. After which you did your video, I shared, and Ifalu did his own. That was now more explanatory on what really happened, that some motions were struck out. Thank you so much for this evening. We have a clear understanding of what is really happening. Continue to pray that nothing shall happen to judge's mind. There
I
shall
can't
not be
hear anyone. I can't hear
manipulation.
anybody.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Mr. Goodluck, please, can you hear me?
Can you hear
Mr.
me?
Goodluck, can you hear me? Madam John, I can hear you. Madam John, I can hear you. So, but Goodluck is saying he cannot hear you. So I'm
I
asking
can't
if
hear
you
you.
can hear me.
Good luck. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, maybe you can help her in case she's asking a question. So I'm ready to take any question. Maybe I'm going through my writings now, and I'm beginning to see some points that I
Oh,
could
okay,
not
so I've not
lifted
asked a
up
question
hand.
yet.
I mean
So
off head. I mean, so
High
I'm
Chief,
seeing some of them. So I'm ready to take question.
Madam
Just
John, please just hold on a
everybody
bit.
has heard me.
Okay, all
The
right.
only question
Okay,
I
all
want
right. Good luck.
to
All right.
yeah, the only question I would like to ask is because I was driving, so I think I missed some
okay.
points. My network was fluctuating.
But can you
I
hear her?
heard him talk about the beavers.
Good luck. I can hear her. If she has a question, I'm
Oh,
going to pass the question over to you. All right. She's still speaking right now, please.
Yes, I'm
okay,
still
okay,
on
okay.
the
Sorry,
speaker.
sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So I want to ask Goodluck again, were the beavers actually opened and inspected in court? Because this issue of beavers was dumb. I don't even know what to say, but I want Goodluck to answer that question. Was the beavers open and inspected? Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Fine. All right. Mr. Goodluck actually touched on that. So, Goodluck, our question is, she was asking. She said she was driving while you were talking, so network issues here and there. That she just wants a clarification if the beavers were inspected, you know. And I can remember you spoke on that, so if maybe you can just 2 minutes just to make her understand. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. That issue of the beavers, I can say it here that first, when you are looking for the content of the beavers, the question is, did you apply? The answer was yes. Do you have the receipt of application? Yes. Were the beavers inspected by INEC? Yes. Were the extracts certified and stamped by INEC? Yes. Were those documents tendered? Yes. Now, I'll quickly, there was one other question, one other point they raised. They said that the date of the certification of those documents, APC now, they questioned the date of the certification of those documents. They questioned it. And Moses, what was his argument? It took them to the case between Awuse and Peter Odili in 2005. That the court heard, the Supreme Court heard, that it was not even the date of the certification that the court was interested in, but the content therein. That is to say that They were trying to contest the fact that, oh, you went to examine the BVAS at INEC. Fine. You examined the BVAS when? Was it the day of the election or the day the result was announced and all of that? So they were trying to beat that. So I must tell you that based on what I know, good luck, Osaitin, that the content of the BVAS is well known by the courts. Not just because we put it in our final written address, but because I am very sure that the court itself had invited the INEC to come and operate the BVAS, to come and see what is in it. It's just like when you are crying for, you want to defend the paternity, case of paternity, and maybe you want a doctor report from the hospital. So you are going to bring a doctor report, and the court has a way to prove that was truly the medical report. They are not going to say, go and bring the medical doctor, the examiner, the lab examiner that conducted the DNA lab results at the hospital or in the lab. So it's like you are saying that they should bring the lab to the court to come and carry out the operation. No, that's not how it is done. But just to answer that question, even while we were in court, that was what people were hammering. I kept seeing messages. They never talk about the BVAS. Let them talk about the BVAS. Let them talk about the BVAS. So quickly, I pinched one of our lawyers in the ears. Oh God, don't forget the BVAS. He said, good luck, rest. You cannot say everything you wrote as your written addresses. Can you say everything in 15 minutes? And I said, no, that everything is in the written addresses. If we had it would have been so foolish for anyone to believe that nothing was done about the BVAS after we fought for them to be brought from Benin City to Abuja. Count it, open it, and let's see. So that's exactly what it is. So the BVAS, even as you say that you need the BVAS to prove your overvoting. And at some other time, he said that even the polling unit that we are contesting, if the plus and minus is done, that Okpebolo is still leading in the election. So that was what he said. But the issue of the BVAS, no, I don't think anybody should ever ask that question again. The issue of the BVAS was properly handled and sorted out. So there's no problem about that, I will say.
Thank you so very much.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you very much. Good luck. And bro, please, Usayuname, I beg. You have the mic right now. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, guys. I hope everybody is fine. Mr. Goodluck, I want to say thank you. Whenever I see my people on a good morning, on a good evening,
Sorry, I
I
can't
remember
hear him
your.
if he's speaking.
Oh,
We
he's
can hear
speaking. He's
you.
speaking. He's
He's
speaking.
speaking.
All right.
Whenever I hear, I remember your faithful Goodluck Usaitin. I'm always happy. So I heard all he said, and as things are now, all somebody can do is to be hopeful, because we know the kind of country we are in. You understand? I don't know who is privileged to this information. But I heard it from a very reliable source today. I want to confirm, because most of the time it is good that you confirm if something is true or something is a lie. I heard that the institution that we are sensitive in to talking about, I don't know if anybody can understand what I mean. The institution everybody is sensitive talking towards. I heard
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure. We know.
I heard that they are lobbying for the now sitting governor. I don't know how true is that. I just wanted to be clear and know what's really going on. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Mr. Goodluck. Okay, I can understand that you couldn't hear him. So first of all, it started by uh, Goodluck. Can you hear me though?
To me, I can only hear you. I couldn't hear what
Oh yeah.
Sayonami was
Okay.
saying.
No wahala. Okay. No
Just in
wahala.
case there's any
That is
question, you
where we are
can
all here.
help
Yeah, yeah.
paraphrase.
Okay, all right. So, okay, all right. So, with what you said, he started by commending you to appreciate you and all that, to say, yeah, that anytime he sees your video, to say, and anytime you start off to say, on a good morning, on a good afternoon, on a good evening, that he knows for a fact that it gives him joy and all of that. And he commended you so well for your efforts. And he also went on to say, to ask that he needs clarity based on what he's hearing in town, that uh, that our top institution in Edo State, based on the institution we are sensitive about in Edo State, that is hearing that the institution is lobbying in Abuja and all that for judgment to go the way of of the APC, which is Mondo Pevolo. So he's asking for clarity that if that issue is true based on what he's hearing, so he's bringing it up right now for him to probably just get one or two informations about that. If it's just normal beer parlor talk, or maybe it's something that holds water. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I've said this thing from the beginning. We are all doing wonderfully well. Do you think it is easy for anybody to just leave what he or she is doing to come here and say you want to listen to one big-headed good luck, or you want to listen to High Chief, or you want to come and listen to Esteem? It's not easy. It is because we all want good democracy, and also some of us that are not from Edo State, we actually love the state. We want good things, and even with what is happening in Edo State now, it is obvious that these people, they were not ready for governance. And every one of us, we are all doing well. I can see one of our big sisters here, our sister Petrina and all. Every one of us, we have done well and we are all doing well. So to answer that question, there are certain things that cannot be said out of the court. you know, People were carrying rumors. I understand the apprehension. I understand people are afraid because of the way our judicial system has been bastardized or balkanized and all of that. I quite agree with them on that. But you must understand that, look, no matter how bad a system is, there is a process that can still make you get what you want from that bad system. That was how people were just carrying all forms of rumors. If I tell you what I receive every day, good luck, they say this. Someone even told me yesterday that good luck, you should take salt and be sprinkling it around that place because of the juju they are bringing. So you can imagine what how people have been apprehensive, and I don't blame them. Just imagine you seeing salt in good luck's hands sprinkling around the tribunal. So if you are the one, so what will you say? But I quite understand their feelings. And another thing they said was that there was a day they sent a write-up to me that APC and Okpewolo, they were secretly going behind to change their deposition at the tribunal with the clerk of the tribunal. Lord, where are you guys hearing this? So when they brought that write-up to me, I pointed to them that this is the person that wrote this thing. The person that wrote that thing, though is a PDP supporter, he has never been to the gate of that tribunal once. He has never for once been to the gate of that tribunal. And I told you, all the minutes and everything, when the case was going on, people were having minutes, they were documenting everything and all of that. How can somebody just go back again and say that it was on oath that the guy from Moredo admitted that even is they asked him if he could still stand on his deposition on paragraph 4. I can still remember. And he said no. So how do you now want somebody to go back and change that? It's not done. So that's just lie. It didn't work. And then again, they came up again and said that what was another thing again? Oh, so they came up with a whole lot of things. But what I can tell you is this: there is nothing like that. Nothing like that. You know, I will not deny the fact that they are desperate. They are trying to shop for a favorable judgment. There's no doubt about that. And I'm not denying that. Even Adansali Oshomole was heard on television accusing the PDP state chairman that they were going to lobby the tribunal judges. And even Ukpewolo himself, in one of their releases, they've said it before. And we understand the moves they are moving. We are equally saying no one had interest in this matter more than maybe any other person. Okay, so most of us that are around and all of there are certain things we just can't say and all of that. But with what the tribunal has done so far, it is very clear. It is very clear. It is very clear. You cannot, if a tribunal can beat all forms of technicalities and all of that, to say that let us dwell on the merit of the petition. Who has the petition? I understand a lot of things can go up, but you will agree with me, one of the watershed in this, there are two watersheds I saw in this case. Number one was that how did the PDP, how were they able to get certified true copies? That was just the bone of, in fact, that was when they lost the case. That after they spent a whole week vigil to block us from carrying inspection, why were we to carry out inspection? To get the CTC. That was it. So they thought they had succeeded, because if you don't have the CTC, forget about any case. If we had no CTC, I will not be here telling you that we will win the case. On what ground? What are you going to prove? Because when Kanwa Gabia and Ikbeazu said that the PDP, there was no alternative result pleaded, and Mosia told them that, did INEC, because there was no other political party or there was no other party that impugned any result into the IREF of INEC. That INEC did that themselves, and that we went for the certified true copy. We relied on it, and even quoted that the issue of IREF, the primacy, that was the word he used, IREF result has been affirmed by the court in the case of Lawa versus Matawale. So all of these things, APC knew that EPDP had access to CTC, that they had no case. All of those fights, you saw them fighting in Benin when they were harassing the DSS, when they fought the bouncers. Do you know why they did that? They actually wanted to chase away the bouncers so that they could steal the CTC and all of that. And let me also shock you. You know, the day we are supposed to fight, the last day was on a Saturday, 12th, and be 13th. We filed our case both electronically and with hard copies on Friday, because they thought in their myopic thinking that they succeeded in depriving the PDP from getting the CTC. They went to the court that Saturday morning. These talks went to the court that Saturday morning, waiting for us to see that, oh, did these people, do they really, how did they now feel, where did they now get what they used to fight their case? And they were told that we had filed yesterday. And that Friday was the last day, was the toughest day for me at INEC. When they were gunshots right from the gate of INEC, saying that they will not allow us enter because some other persons followed us. Because we are facing intimidation inside the INEC room, we needed to bring in some party supporters to join us inside the INEC room. Immediately we alighted from the gate, they just came back from across the road. They said they would not. In fact, it was the toughest day for me at the INEC. They jammed the gate, said nobody will enter. Until Jared Tenebe came out, some of them came out, they said, this is good luck. And we know good luck, we know this, we know this. This other person, we don't know that they'll not be coming. And that was just it. So if that was not necessary, there will be no need for them to go and try to, to block us from getting that. And I understand very well that the judiciary is corrupt, no doubt. But in that same corrupt judiciary, that's where Adeleke got his mandate after it was annulled by the tribunal court. It got to the appeal court. They said for you to prove overvoting, they told Oyetola you should have brought the BVAS. Simple. And luckily, two of those justices that were at the appeal court, Emmanuel Agim and one other woman, before the case got to the Supreme Court, they were already promoted to the Supreme Court, and they made the panel, since they were those that handled the case at the appeal court, and it was the same person that read the judgment. So it's as simple as that. Technicalities and all of that. If you have document to prove that, yes, you truly won the election. Supposing now, just imagine we had no CTC and then we are going to court to argue. What are you arguing? What are you bringing witness to testify to? So that's the problem. So we are very comfortable. We are very comfortable, madam or my brother. So we are very comfortable. So we've done our best. There is, what are they going to do? Because for you to dismiss a case, you must have one or two reasons. You must have one or two reasons. What we had in 2018 for Adeleke, when they said that the three-man panel, that the person that read the late judgment was not in one of the sittings, that he should not have read that judgment. That was where the technicality came in. It's not that they couldn't prove their case now. But when we were attending to this case in Benin City, a similar thing happened when one of the three-man panelists said, look, I want to go and ease myself. The chairman, Wilfred Pochi, he emphatically told the three respondent-led counsels that please write it down, minute it, that this man is not absent in today's sitting, no. He's just going to ease himself within just 5 minutes. And that's exactly what it is. Even on that March 3rd, when Pochi went to ease himself, we had to force into recess. The court went into a recess for 10 minutes. So that you not say that, oh, this one was not there and all of that. I think the tribunal has done its best. We on our own, we have done our best too. So, no matter what it is now in the hands of the judiciary. Whether you like it or not, have you been able to prove your case? Yes. This is so unique. So we are confident. We are confident that we'll get our mandate back. I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you just because of the way the system is. Osayona me. So let us hope, let us pray, and by the grace of God Almighty and the forces of the universe, by the grace of God, we'll get what we want. That's all I can say regarding this.
All right. I really appreciate. I don't know what more to say. You breaking it down and also giving me hope. They say if person don't betray you, you know if you trust that person. That's where we are with the judiciary. But I spotted one thing you said. You said even in a corrupt system, if you follow the process rigorously, you will get your results. And one thing that I keep on boasting about, I keep on holding, is Asweleme Ighodalo is a lawyer. He's not a lawyer for 10 years or 20 years. The legal practice has been what he has done all his life. So he knows the in and outs of the judicial system. He knows almost everybody. It's like they brought the battle to his house. You understand? It's like they brought the battle to his house, where he lives, where he eats, where he breathes. So I'm confident. I'm very confident. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, my brother. All right. So like I promised earlier that this space won't be for too long. To maximum 9 o'clock, and we are 5 minutes after 9 already. So Sir Ferdinand requested the mic and it was on the speaker session. So I was hoping that okay, maybe after him probably will close. So he dropped off. So I don't know why. Maybe network issues or maybe he had a call. So just quickly, good luck. So is there anything that you would want to add to what you've said so far? Are there anything, just maybe anything at all that you think you should add to what you've said before we close? Thank you. Hello, Mr. Goodluck. Mr. Goodluck, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Did you get what I said though?
No. What did you say? I didn't
Okay.
get that.
Okay. All right. So I just said we don't intend to spend a lot of time here. It was supposed to end by 9, but we've done 7 minutes now. Extra.
Okay.
This
Okay.
7 minutes after 9. So just quickly, is there anything you'd want to add to what you've said already before we close?
There are a whole lot of things, but what I can say is this: one of the tactics that we have employed in this case, Sayona may mention something. Just I didn't want that to come from me. Yeah, I didn't want that to come from me. At a time, APC got to know the kind of person they are dealing with, and there are just about two of them that knew these people that they are dealing with. Oshomole understand the kind of person Saudi Oge is. I knows Aswell Udalo very well. This is a man that does his things meticulously. You need to see the way we are reviewing the final written address on that Monday. We sat in one seat like that, just about 3 of us, going through it dot by dot, cross the T's, dot the I's, and all of no, it's not supposed. Even up to the extent, there was a professor of semantics. So he's also a professor of law. He was there, a professor. I don't want to former commissioner of in Ondo State, former commissioner for education. So what I'm trying to say is that just like what that man said, it's like when you want to bring something to the domain of a person, the territory of a person, and that person knows exactly what and what it is. In fact, most of their lawyers, when they saw us with that lawyer in the courtroom, that's why you didn't see any courtroom picture from me, because it was under instruction that don't bring out those pictures from the courtroom. They were intimidated. That's why Jared Tenebe was even saying that, he's going to the court to reclaim the vehicles from Aswe Udalo. Why do you think they were doing all of that? That is a big name in the judiciary. Just like the man is just humble. So that's where I'm going to end that. I don't want to say more than that. So the thing is that we must not entertain fear. It's just like someone who is going to a battle, a fierce battle in a corrupt system. You say, you don't do this one. I'm gonna like this, it go be. First of all, to get those assets, CTC, high chief from Abuja, it's not easy. Nobody has ever done. You can't even do it. Try it and see. You can't. So these are some of the things that we are saying. We are prepared. And by the grace of God Almighty, we always say by the grace of God Almighty. I know there are people who do not believe in that, but we always make reference to that. We will come out victorious, but we don't want to talk much. Just look at the scenario where they said that the motions were struck out yesterday. And the jubilation APC jubilated in Benin City. You never hear? They jubilated, they were drinking. Many people started calling. Good luck. Waiting I hear so. Waiting they say happen. We are gone. We don't think. I said, waiting I hear. They say they don't strike out our motion. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I have to explain and explain and explain and explain. So they were already drinking. But later, when they got the detail of what happened, at least the tension, everything doesn't calm down right now. So we have nothing to be afraid of. We have done our best and we have strong faith. At this stage we are in now, High Chief will win this case. I don't want to say more than that. No matter what it is, we are going to emerge victorious. So we should be careful who we listen to this time around. We should be careful of what we consume, what we say. I mean, those characters, especially those that have never been to the courtroom, writing trash, nonsense, people like Mayaki and all of that. So people should not look at their writings and be getting hypertension. No, if you have any question, post it across. Just bring it across. So our supporters this time around, they should remain calm. They should be very, very calm. They should not be intimidated. They should just know what they should consume. And if there is anything, good luck, I'm ready to attend to it. Anything that is disturbing anybody, I'm ready to attend to. The ones I don't know, I can call our lawyers and ask them. It's not like when they talk about so many things before. Some people saying that the clerk, they want to change everything. Some people saying that there was one thing they sent yesterday. Somebody just said that, oh, I'm deactivating my Facebook right now at the moment that they heard that a life bencher and his wife, they are involved. I just hope all those tension thing and all of that. Whereas these people were there at the Court of Appeal, I can count the number of cases they've lost at the Court of Appeal, even the Federal High Court. So what is the matter? Just calm down. Just calm down. We have done our best. Aswegodalo has done his best. We have the best lawyers to actually, and if we have a very good lawyer to actually follow up or to match our petition. So we've done that. And for me, from what I saw, to be sincere, there has never been anything favoritism on any side. But the judge has done well, because I remember in many cases when they ask a witness question, if he seems confused, the man will paraphrase it in the way that the witness will understand. And even the summation and all of that, why Ikpeazu was arguing 2 days ago and all of that. So the man now paraphrased it and said, is this what you meant? Ikpeazu admitted that, yes, you even put it better than the way I would have put it. So they've acted in good faith so far. So there's no need. For me, I see no reason why people should be afraid. We should be rejoicing. But in our rejoicing, we should know what we say out, especially in the public. But there are a whole lot of things going on, because you hardly know who is who and all of that. So that's what I can say for now. When the judgment comes, we also let people know that, yes, this is the date for the judgment, when they communicate to us. And on the day of the judgment, it's a public thing. We all will be in court. And so it's just what it is. But we have done our best to win this case. Thank you all very much.
All right, man. Thank you very, very much. Okay, so Sir Ferdinand is here. So before I give Sir Ferdinand the mic, I'm just gonna say that my co-host, Esteem, sadly, is experiencing network issues. I know for a fact that he can hear us, but he cannot speak right now. Network
The
issues.
thing don't catch
On
up
his
today.
side. So they
Yesterday.
catch yesterday, catch up today right now. So, but it's okay, So like, uh, so I know for a fact that Esteem would have had a whole lot to say, but next time would always hear from him. So and there's one thing, okay, the opposition would always be opposition. All right, Aswe Godalo took INEC, the APC, and Omondo Kwewolo to court. So right now, you won't expect them to say, "Oh, they are losing in court," or "Oh, maybe the judgment is going to go against them." They would always tell their supporters and try to tell people that, "Oh, uh, at first they said the petition does not hold water, that blah 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 blah. Later they said they dumped BVAS in court and all of those things. Then now yesterday they were celebrating that thinking in quote that the petition was struck out, and they were celebrating this same petition that you said did not hold water, and now you are celebrating that, oh, it was struck out. So that means you actually scared in the first place. So there are a whole lot of things. These guys are going to say so much from now leading towards the judgment. So let's be very, very careful about what we consume.
That, sorry to interject, High Chief. I'm very, very sorry about this. You know what tactics they've employed? Now, after the court session that Monday, Loresoka, the APC state secretary, has always been in court from day one. Eh? When they asked him, when he granted interview, go and listen to that interview, what he said. He couldn't say anything from inside that courtroom. He said they should not distract the governor. They should allow him continue what he's doing. That was the take out for him from the court sitting. So they will always have something. I think the only 2 days Oshomole has come to court, that day, a day after we brought the beavers, and yesterday on Monday. Those were just the 2 days, only 2 days he came to court. So, and a granted interview. What do you expect them to say? And most of those media houses that grant interview, listen to them very well. I have this AFEMA reporter, then you have this BTV, just correspond with Arise TV and all of that, and then other media houses. They'll be able to have at least a balanced point or whatever it is. So they will always tell the people that PDP has no case. PDP has no case. They don't. Some of them even posted it on Facebook that PDP filed without documents. But the time when document can't come court, certified true copy of document can't come court, waiting then talk. They move motion say we not fit start tendering of document today. Just imagine. High Chief, you were in court in Benin now when we are tendering those documents,
Sure.
certified true copy of this, certified true copy of that. So somebody will not come and tell you that they just brought documents and dumped them in court. Don't you even understand? You see, you have to follow these people with sense. If not, some of them, do you know what they are using to deceive our leaders now? Most of our leaders are not even in the know of what is going on. Most of our PDP leaders, many of them, do you know what they tell them? They will tell them, oh, but I don't get case, so Tinubu don't involve in this matter. Tinubu don't do this. Wike don't do this, and all of that. Just look at the case they instituted against Aswe Udalo. About 8 or 9 cases, pre-election cases, pre-election cases. How many of those cases survived just beyond the appeal court? How many of them were they able to appeal? The only one they appealed, that was Shuaibu. He got a fine of 1 million. I'll end there. Good night, everybody.
All right. I beg, never come out. Sir Ferdinand, I beg you. All right. You have 3 to 4 minutes. I beg.
Yeah, I won't be talking much today. I would just want to appreciate good luck. From the very first date to this date, good luck has always been giving us first-hand information every time there's court proceedings. And likewise, High Chief, Esteem, who have always been hosting spaces to enlighten us more. I I was more critical during the election. I was more scared. But I won't lie to you. You see this tribunal, I saw won it. Any other thing that happens is political. That's why if you have seen my tweet recently, I've told you that Aswell won the case. Go and I saw the written addresses from I think this day newspaper post the written address. Few of the written address from APC, INEC, I think Monday's lawyer. They were just so funny because these are things you can actually by yourself. You know that this thing is a lie. Imagine you saying, "Oh, that the law did not say that you should record serial numbers, that they just say record quantity." And on the electoral act, it is clearly stated that before an election can occur, you must record all those serial numbers and everything. With the lawyers, it, I probably the lawyers of us of Monday, maybe they gave the written address to Jared to draft. Since he's a lawyer now, rather than they wasting their they just
Wow.
had yes now because I believe that is what has happened. Because if you read those written addresses, you'll be wondering are these guys lawyers? Why will you be writing like this? There are some funny things they wrote on those stuff, saying no that PDP did not bring their own result. How do you expect PDP to bring a different result to come and tender a court? You will tender the result that ANEC has already tendered. You're also arguing that oh PDP did not open the beavers. Is it PDP's work to open beavers? The law always stipulates INEC to open the beavers and operate it. It's a funny argument. No, see, you guys should not be scared. If it comes to the case proper, if they say let the law work, Aswell won that case completely. Be it they hear that case in federal high, in the appeal court and in Supreme Court, they won it. Forget it. The only thing that can play is political lobbying. Oh, because I'll be hearing many of them. Jagaban wants Edo to remain APC. Those are the rumors they be carrying. If that happens, it's not because Aswell did not win the case. Aswell won that case. It's complete. I am telling you, there's nothing to argue there. Go and read. If you read everything, if you read the argument and everything, INEC does not have defense. Modi does not have defense. APC does not have defense. They've accepted that this case in court, they can't win. So the other thing is to use intimidation, use politics to try and see if the president on the case by case merit. Forget.
Hello, is it just me or
Um,
Well, I think it was breaking intermittently. Just
yeah. So I think maybe his network is acting up. Uh, all right. So for a fact, we can actually deduce or we actually understand what he's trying to say and his message and the message he's trying to put out to like encourage us. Because I would say something, uh, why the tribunal was still going on in Benin, I was always in court every day, and I can say for a fact that the tribunal all through when they were in Benin, because I can't attest to what I don't know, because when it was moved to Abuja, I never attended any of the sittings, every sitting that was held in Benin, I saw fairness in everything that they were trying to do. All right. So if they were all right, fine. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. All right. So like if they were giving 2 minutes to the APC, they were giving the same 2 minutes to the PDSP, to INEC and everybody. If they were admitting anything to say, okay, no, we are not admitting it, they do it across board. All right. So there were cases whereby you would see some of the decisions in court and you'd be like, are these people supporting the PDP? Based on the fact that the APC would want to present something or would want the court to admit something, and the court to say, no, for XYZ reasons, we are not going to admit this. And deep down inside of me, I'll be like, oh, wait a minute. So with all of these things, uh, personally, personally, from my own standpoint, I would say that the court so far, um, with what I saw, with what I witnessed, they were very, very transparent and they were very, very unbiased. All right, so a lot of things has to be seen because a whole lot of things definitely will be going on behind the scenes and all of those things. But we know for a fact that um, um, an idea that this time has come. All right, so we all know that nothing can actually stop it. As why Godalo is not just what was not just a governorship candidate. It was actually the pick of the people. It was actually the people's choice that okay, the people wanted this person. We all saw the candidates and we made our decisions that okay, this was the person that we're going to pick, and it's reflecting in Edo State right now. All right, the people's choice is not the person that's in Osabdebe Avenue, and we can feel it on the streets every day. They are beating market women every day. They are beating bus drivers every day. People are not enjoying the government for any sort of reason. All right, so we know for a fact that we know who we voted, and by the special grace of God, that person will be delivered to every one of us in Edo State, and we are definitely going to enjoy as well without those government. So, Sir Ferdinand, right? Okay. Oh, okay. You've dropped off again. So, on this note, I beg, the space is dragging already, and the intention was for us to end this place by 9. This 25 minutes after 9 already. So, Sir Ferdinand, please just hold your thoughts a bit. Okay. Sir Ferdinand, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sir
Hello, hi
Ferdinand.
chief.
Okay,
Yeah,
please. Okay, please just round
let
up
me
in
just
2 minutes.
round up. Yeah,
Yeah, please.
your attitude will determine how the judges will handle you. See, these judges are human beings. They watch what is going on. From the beginning of that case, the way APC guys were disturbing on that court, if you're the judge, you will feel very embarrassed. It's just the truth. The APC from the starting did not even comport themselves well. How can you be coming to court, pack agberos, beating people in front of court? If you are the judge, how will you feel? You wanted to even to be biased. These guys are not worth it. threatening people once in the country. The even the can you hear me? Can you
Yeah,
hear me,
you're
Haichi?
actually breaking off. Yeah, you're actually
My
breaking
network.
off. So, but please, okay, please just try to round up.
Okay, so I'm very confident. If in a scale of 10 on the merits of the case in court, I can tell you it's 9/10. Case level. Forget the political influence, but you say merit of 9 to 10, I'll give 9/10. I say won that case. Forget it. And there's nothing they can do in the merits of the case. They know they've lost. They have lost. Because if they had it, you would have seen them that they would have been hosting spaces talking about, oh, I swear they came to court, they didn't even provide documents, they are just wasting people time. You saw the way they were doing during the labor, during the presidential election, how they were talking. This is why they can't even talk. Lost it. They've lost it. Thank you very much. Good luck.
All right, man. Thank you very much,
It's a
sir.
pleasure. It's a pleasure, my
Ferdinand.
brother.
All right. Thank you very much, sir Ferdinand. So special thanks to Good Luck Society. Thank you for coming.
All of us now we go to thank you. We go
No, no,
thank
no, no, no,
everybody.
no, 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 no. I like for you to take out your time, go to court, have all of these informations, and still come here to give us these informations, first-hand informations. So we just have to say thank you. All right.
It's a
So
pleasure, boss. It's a pleasure.
all right. So special thanks to my co-host. I swear it's not easy for you to do like deaf and dumb. We go just the if you talk, So but yeah, I can understand that. So esteem, God bless you, and to everyone who's on the speaker session, everyone that spoke tonight, and every listener. All right, Efosa, God bless you as always, and I see Jack as well, Jack the builder. You come this evening. All right, welcome. And Sir Ferdinand, God bless you as always. My brother, Osa Yuname, God bless you. That is your name, I swear. If I want to pronounce that, but make sure say